Good morning, YouTube. What is going on, guys? Ron here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. And guys, it has been a minute since I have done a direct update day video. And if you can't tell, it is very early in the morning here. We just woke up, got the Breathe Right nose strip on. And we're just going to go over a few of the ships and the commanders and kind of like first look here without any actual gameplay. Now, I may legit have time for one game, so we're going to try one game in the Kremlin. If it turns out well, I may throw that up on the channel as well here. But first look here, we're just going to go ahead and look at all the ships, starting off with the Kremlin. Now, I am going to show you guys the stats without any of the commanders or anything like that, so you guys can have a baseline. I've always sort of wanted to do that, but I end up just becoming lazy with it and just throw on the commander there. But HP here, 102,500. We're just going to go over this quickly because there's a few ships that I do want to review. 457's 3x3 with a 17-4 firing range, 33-second reload time, main battery that. 1.8 Sigma, not great. Vertical dispersion there. I honestly would not have calculated that anyway. Secondary is probably going to be pretty mid here. AA defense is actually listed as 99. I think that was one of the things we reviewed. Maneuverability. 30 knot top speed is actually not horrible. Rudder shift is kind of slow. Engine spool up time and rudder shift turning circle all pretty bad there. So we'll show you guys these, then we'll actually put on a consumable for that. But let's go ahead and look at probably the creme de la creme of the Kremlin here. Get it? Because it's a Kremlin. Anyway, 32 millimeter nose with a pretty decent icebreaker there, 16-150. So you can bounce in comp off the icebreaker there. Now, torpedo protection, superstructure, not that much. So you can't farm too much of the ship there, but you do have a decent casemate, which can take chunks, as well as, yikes, brother, a massive citadel. The citadel sits obviously well above the waterline. So if you decide to go broadside to, I would say most heavy cruisers, super cruisers rather, and any battleship, depending on the range, right? Like Rhode Island at 17, I don't think you'll be taking citadels. You might if you get a good angle, but anything kind of in that middle to close range especially. So be prepared for people to try and drive by you. Give you the old 1-2 in this thing. But let's go ahead and throw on a commander real quick, and then we'll just quickly review some other ones. I don't know if Azurlane Sovietsky Razia is going to be the good choice here, but just for the sake of keeping it simple, we'll just put on Lev Galler here. Forget what his inspirations are. Dispersion and grouping. So yeah, we'll go like kind of full accuracy here. And let's give him. Do we not have a? I guess they didn't give us a historical camo for this, so let's just put on the victory camouflage as a cheap. You guys can watch us now. Do we get access to? Oh, we do. So chromium plated barrels is in the third slot, and it is in place of concealment mod. So now we're going to put on legendary reload mod, but for right now, let's look at concealment module and then look at the specs. So fire resistance is decreased, I think, with flammable cannoneer, 18.8 range, 29 reload, and yeah, those are increased almost to 2.0 Sigma with that particular build. And I'm guessing, yeah, 13.8 concealment. Let's switch this out real quick and then see what that does. So okay, no better. Yeah, 15.4. Oh, dude, that's so rough. That's so rough. I know that they're trying to get people to use more like modifications in different slots, but that's just so rough. I think I'm going to stick with concealment module for the time being. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at the Somme here. That is the Kremlin. I know that's probably going to be the what most people want to see here, but the Somme, the British destroyer HE4 second reload, max AP 10.9 firing range, 12-kilometer torps, 10,000 damage there, torpedo speed, infinite torpedo reload booster, or you do get access to a repair. So only two of them. I don't know. I'm pretty sure most people want to use the torpedo reload booster there, but it does look like we're getting access to the short burst smoke generator here, which is nice. That kind of that's obviously the unique trait of the British there. The sonar is also that longer duration, shorter range as well. So it's more of like a defensive sonar. But anyway, hit points 20,100. 40% fire resistance. Interesting. Main battery. Yeah, so average guns, they're obviously 113 millimeters, so not that much overall pen, especially from the HE or even the AP. But broadside destroyers up close, you can meme pretty well. 2x5 there with a 12-kilometer range and 1.2 detectability. So yeah, AA defense 51, maneuverability 34 knot top speed with a 6.6 concealment. So let's go. That's with the camo. They already have the permanent camo on that. Let's go ahead and build out this ship as well. Oh, supercharges. Main battery range, AP, and main battery shell grouping. You know, all things considered, this might be a decent. We're gonna go ahead and put this on because steering is not going to be needed for this ship, and the British don't have access to the engine mod for some of those. Now the question becomes: are we going to want to use torpedo reload booster mod, torpedo launcher mod 3, or legendary reload mod? Let's go ahead and throw torpedo reload mod on there. I feel like that's kind of the better choice, and just see what that does to the stats. Oh yay, the Azure Lane Wave 7, all the giant booby commanders here. First thing I want to see in the morning. 20,100, yeah, so 11.5 increases that range to no reload, obviously. And we get our reload down to 2 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, this thing looks kind of rough. It looks like, yeah. 34 knot top speed. Let's put a flag on this. Oh, I didn't put a commander. I'm an idiot. But let's put a booster on this, and then let's just put Tierwit. Mr. Reginald Tierwit. Sims and Bay for detectability. So with that, we do have a little increase to health, a little increase to range, a touch of reload time, and torpedo speed. So yeah, this thing maybe looks a little bit better. 35 knot top speed, and then 5.4 concealment. So you could play around with these, which, you know, as we said, your commander does make a bit of a difference there, but you know, you could try and max it out with their new. It's one of these Azure Lane or Ariadne. But to me, this ship looks like it's just going to be sitting in a weird middle ground that needs some special loving to help it become better. All right, so we've got the Italian and then the German AL. AL Agir. We'll just go over these specs without any commander. 62,000. That's a decent bit of HP for a Tier 8 cruiser. 3x3 305s with 20-second reload, 15-kilometer range. Secondary 7 base. So another secondary cruiser. 6-kilometer torps, 93 AA, 33 knot top speed, concealment, and that's, I think, with the camo. Yeah. Then we've got Z24. ALZ24, so which is just a remade Z23, 19,005 HP, 6.2 reload with a 3x1 and then a 3 single guns, single barrel in the back and a double in the front. 11-kilometer torps with a 81-second reload, so probably like a slightly better Z51 there, or Z50, Z23. God, what am I saying? Sonar, yeah, 5 ships, and so yeah, this one honestly looks like one of the better AL waves here, but we also have the AL Tallinn at tier 6, which was hearing some grumblings that ship looks pretty nasty. Yeah, so reload booster and 8 heals. Is that right? 8 heals? Or the radar. 9-second or 9-kilometer radar. Huh. 33,000 HP, which is not that low. Oh god, 16.5 reload time? This has got to be some form of weird meme build, but yeah, that's the AL Tallinn for you. And then we've got the AL Vittorio. So Italian Russian. $61,000, 16.8 range, 32 reload, secondary 6.2. A defense maneuverability and detectability by sea. So again, all of those with the exception of the first two were the ships without the commanders. But yeah, we're gonna get going here. I've got to get to work. So that's your quick little first look at this update. We obviously have all of the new commanders, the Azure Lane commanders here, which yeah. So if you want to spend a casual 71,000 doubloons, you can get all of the ships and the commanders, which is just obnoxious. Please don't do that unless you just absolutely have a taste for, yeah, the massive here. So, you guys know my comments about this. Anyway, love you guys. I'll see you guys tonight. I'm out. Peace.